Hi guys, hi people of YouTube and other subscribers. Today I decided that I'm going to show you some of my favorite Christmas movies, and you could watch them today, tomorrow, Wednesday with your family, with friends, your boyfriend, whatever you want. So I just have a few that I just found because I have these bins where all my DVDs are, and I don't feel like going through all of them to find all my Christmas movies. So I'm going to go through the ones that I got this year and stuff, and then I'm going to go through all the ones that I love, and then all the ones that I just don't like. So hopefully you'll watch this and you'll comment below and tell me what your favorite Christmas movie is, and then subscribe, like this video, whatever you want. So the first movie / DVD that I got these three that I'm going to show you first, and the $5 bin. So they didn't cost that much money, and they were really, really good. To me, I thought they were really good, but I don't know if you ever saw these movies or what. But the first movie I saw, I think last year, and when I first watched it, I was just skimming through the channels, and I totally was like, I looked it up, info on the TV, and it said, oh, it's about this reindeer with vertigo, and I'm like, what the heck? So I started watching it, and this movie is so weird. It's called The Flight Before Christmas, and I'll show you it. That's what it looks like. And basically, it's this reindeer who his dad is one of the flying forces who his dad's one of the flying forces, and those are just the reindeer that help Santa Claus and everything, and he goes on this adventure to go find him. But the weirdest part is that he always thought, well, he didn't always think, but his real dad was his reindeer, and then he has this, uncle, I guess, that's a squirrel, a flying squirrel, and he always thought that the squirrel was, his, dad, or, a father figure or something. But when I first watched it, I didn't watch all of it, so I was like, you know what, I remember when I saw this in the $5 bin, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just get it and see if I like it, and if not, I can just give it to somebody as a gift. And these are really inexpensive. I mean, they're just $5. You could just watch them, and then if you want to, just give them to somebody else, whatever you want. But I really kind of like this movie a little bit. I mean, it's not like one of the classics, like I'm going to talk about later in this video, but it's a really good movie for kids, and it's really funny. The songs on this movie are really, really funny. So if you like that one for kids, it's highly recommended, I guess. So the next movie I watched when it first came out, and I love this movie, was about the dog who thought that she was the one to go help Santa Claus, and this is all of the other reindeer. And it's not that long of a movie. It's only 45 minutes, so it's not that long. And I remember when I watched this, I first watched this on Cartoon Network, and I remember I was like, oh my god, I love this movie as a little kid. Oh my god, this was one of my favorite movies of all time, and probably newer generations will probably like this movie. But it's about, like I said before, this dog who is played by Drew Barrymore, and my mom always jokes that her name is Olive in the movie, and that's why she named her daughter, Drew Barrymore named her daughter Olive, which I really don't think so, but hey, you never know. And then we always make a joke that she'll, name all of her kids after things that she played in or whatever, but I highly doubt that. But I really like it, and it's really cute. I always like the penguin in this. I don't know why, I just always do. And the one thing I always wanted to know was, if he belonged to the zoo, why did he get fired from the zoo, and then at the end, he gets his job back? So, I really don't know why he got fired from the zoo. It didn't really say. And I also got this at the $5 bin too, and it was a different day, so it wasn't like I got these all the same day. So this next movie isn't one probably a lot of you heard of, but I found it in $5 bin, and if anybody knows me, I like movies, and I like dogs, and if you put dogs in movies, oh my god, it's the best thing ever, and probably a lot of you probably would agree with this. So I got this movie, and I never saw it before, and I never saw it on TV before. It's called The 12 Dogs of Christmas, The Great Puppy Rescue, and I'll show you the DVD, like that. I don't know if they still have it in $5 bin or not, but it's really, really good. It's about this girl who was an actress, and she comes back to her hometown to find that her friend's mom died. And her friend's mom owned this like dog orphanage because the town didn't like dogs for some reason. And every year they'd put on this 12 Dogs Christmas play, and it's just like the song 12 Days of Christmas, except they just put it with dog stuff. And the song of 12 Dogs of Christmas is really, really funny. And it's really, really good. I mean, I kind of liked it, but some of it I really just didn't get. I mean, some of you probably would like this. But yeah, the dogs in it are really cute, and it's a really sad movie in it for, like, some reasons. But I'm not going to go into details about it, because if you want to see it, you'll have to go get it, and I don't want to spoil anything. I just gave you, like, a little synopsis and everything, but the last few scenes in this movie are really, really good. Now, the other movies that I want to go over are, like, Christmas classic movies, and I know these are my favorite movies of all time. So, of course, nothing beats the classics, you know, like every year, I don't care who you are, don't judge. I always watch Rudolph, and I always watch Frosty, and I always watch those two, and the second Frosty too. The funniest thing is, like, I like the second Frosty better, which people probably think is really weird, but I like it. I always liked it, so I don't know why people just hate on that movie. So we have Rudolph, the two Frosties. The other one that I love so much is The Year Without a Santa Claus. And before, I used to hate that movie because the claymations, whatever they're called in that movie, really, really, really creeped me out. Because they looked like puppets, but they were like claymation things, which I thought was just really weird. But the one song I always loved in that movie, and the only song in there that I think is actually the like one of the more happier songs in that movie, and the song that I really liked, was the Heat Miser and Snow Miser song. And oh my god, I remember when I saw that movie, like last year, I put it on my iPod, that song, and I have it on my iPod all the time. Like, I listen to it even when it's not Christmas, and I'm like, I don't even care. That's the best song ever on that whole movie. And don't lie, because you probably liked it too, anyone who's watching this movie. And I just liked it because it's a claymation movie, and I used to always love those kind of movies, like, that they played all the time, and I don't think I even have that on DVD or anything, so I have to watch it on 25 Days of Christmas from ABC Family. So that one's really good. I remember, okay, this is a movie, and I don't know if you guys remember it, but there's this one movie that they don't play anymore at all. It used to be the Santa Claus Brothers, and it was three brothers. No, they weren't Santa Claus's brothers, they were Santa Claus's sons, and they were three brothers, and they had to go down to Santa Monica to see if anybody truly believed in Christmas, or people knew what the true meaning of Christmas was. And oh my god, that is such a great movie, and I remember watching it, and it got funnier every single time I watched it, and I was always like, yes, you know, when I would come on, because I'm like, I didn't care, like, I love that movie, and it was the best movie ever. And then apparently they just did away with it. They never showed it on TV anymore, and every time when it last came on, I always tried to find it on DVD, and I could never find it on DVD. I tried everywhere. I tried bookstores, I tried the $5 bin, I tried different stores. I can never, ever, ever, ever find that movie, and it never comes on anymore, and I just don't know why it hasn't come on, and I'm so mad. It's just so bad. So, the other movie that, I sort of like is, Snow Globe. And that's a movie with, Christina Milian in it. And it was before she was, like, I used to love her in, the last Bring It On movie, and that's where I really liked her in it. And then Snow Globe, I think, came out before, the Snow Globe came out before that movie, but Snow Globe, I remember I always just loved the movie. That movie was so fun, and I remember every time I watched it, I could never, ever, for the life of me, finish it. I could never finish it at all. And then I think last year, 2 years ago, I actually did finish it, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this movie. Like, I don't even care what happens at the end. building, and she couldn't get it. She didn't have any escape from her family, and her family was like wacko, I guess you could say. And she got the snow globe, and every time she turned it on and listened to music, she would go into that snow globe world, and everything was so perfect, and that's what she really, really liked about it. And then at the end, she finally realized, she found true love and everything, so, yeah. So, I'm going to go into movies that I hate. I mean, there's so many movies that I actually love for Christmas. I want to go into some movies that I really hate, and I don't know if I have a top 10 or anything, but the first movie I hate is, well, I shouldn't say I hate it, because I like one version of it. The one that I hate is the Christmas Carol movie, because they did it so many times. Like, I have this, 4-pack DVD thing with, Frosty and the Snowman and, a Santa Claus one and a little drummer boy and Cricket in the Hearth, and that one, the Christmas Carol, and it was Mr. Magoo's Christmas. They did one on, a Disney channel, not a Disney channel, it was, a new version that came out, 2 or 3 years ago, and they did one with, Mickey Mouse and, Scrooge and everything, and those are the only three that I can put a finger on, but I know they probably did more. And that Christmas movie, I think, for me, seriously, is a really bad knockoff. I'm I think for that movie, you can only make it once, and that's it. Oh, and I think they also did it in the Muppets, too, so that's 4 or 5 that I just mentioned. And I never watched that. I mean, I remember when my mom got me the Muppets Christmas Carol one, and I never watched it at all. I put it in my VCR, shelf, and I never watched it ever, and then I gave it away to somebody a couple years ago, because I'm I never watched the movie, and I don't think I would ever want to. So that's one of the movies that I really don't like, because they keep redoing it, and then I don't know if it just gets worse and worse, but I'm you can't remake it, because it's always the same synopsis, and you can never change that movie at all. You can only change it you can make it in reality, you can make it animation, you can make it with puppets, but that's it. You cannot remake it, because if you remake it and you add something else to it, people are going to think that it sucks. Another one I hate is The Christmas Story, which is the one with Ralphie in it. And the reason why I hate it is because I remember watching it in the 6th grade. I think it was the 6th grade. And I remember I never watched it at all, so everybody's oh, it's a good movie. I'm I never watched it. So, that movie I hate because it gets so overplayed on TBS when they show it for 24 hours. And I always hate it because I'm why do you have to play that movie for 24 hours? I don't get it. And I remember every time one year when I would turn on TBS to do whatever, or I had enough time in my spare time, or I didn't want to read a book or anything, that movie would come on, and I'd watch it. It would always be the same exact moment, and every time I'd watch it, and it would be the one part where he gets that decoder ring thing, and he's, getting the message, and then he's oh, that's whatever. I just hate that movie, and they only play it, nobody else plays it throughout the whole thing, just that one little thing. The other one that I hate is Elf. And Elf, I remember, I used to love that movie. I watched it in school when we had that week where we didn't have to go, do stuff in school. We just went there and watched movies all the time. And I remember in Elf, I remember when I first watched it, I'm oh yeah, that movie's good. And then every single year during Christmas for in school, everybody wanted to watch it. And then it was oh my god, seriously? After a while, I just hated that movie. And then one year, they played it all the time on one channel. And I watched it, and I'm okay, I'll watch it, because it's whatever to me. But I hate it. I love Will Ferrell. Don't get me wrong, all his stuff is amazing. But I just can't stand that movie. This year, I haven't watched it at all. But I really think that that movie gets overplayed a lot. And the other movie that gets overplayed a lot is How the Grinch Stole Christmas this year. And the reason why I say it is because I used to like the one with, I forget what his name is, Jim Carrey or whatever. I don't even know if that's a real name or not. I totally forget. But, Jim Carrey. It's Jim Carrey. I think that's what it is. And, where it's it's not animated, it's real people are in it. And this movie has been playing on ABC Family since the first day of Christmas, and they played it over 50 times. And I'm seriously, can't you play other movies on that channel, and they're like probably like, oh no, everybody must want to watch that movie and whatever. So those are my the ones that I hate, and then I showed you the ones that I recommend, and I told you the ones that I really, really, really like. So if you want to subscribe to this channel, I'm going to, in a later video this week, I'm going to do a haul of my Christmas presents, I guess, and I'll do a vlog that I do every week, and I'm going to do a 50 random fact tag about myself. So if you want to see those, comment. I mean, if you want to see it, like this video, subscribe. In the comments below, tell me your favorite Christmas movie, and I hope all you YouTubers who watch this video and other ones that don't, that I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you get whatever you want, and I hope it's the most fantastic, magical day of your whole entire life. So I'll see you guys later.